All right, I'm going to go over the process of doing the screenshots for your game so that you can see how to actually get them out of your out of Unreal. There's other ways you can do this. There's ways you can actually create cameras in Unreal that you would then render out like an animation. I'm not going to go into that because it's a little bit more involved than I need for this type of thing. Typically what we want to do before we do any screenshots is rebuild any lighting. So you'll see it'll say lighting needs to be rebuilt. So if I go to build and I say build lighting only, what this does is it goes through and it like redoes all the lighting to it. So one of the things that makes games fast is that when you add an object to the scene, let's say that an object has lights on it, all the lighting and shadow information can get baked for all the static objects, and then all it has to do is calculate the main character walking around. So anything that we add to the scene, we want to rebuild the lighting so we don't get this issue. Also, if we had UVs on this, we might get some weird artifacts on the items that don't have the lighting rebuilt. It'll give us some weird stuff. Okay, so now my door looks a bit better. We don't have that issue. I'm going to hit play, and then I'm going to go find one of my items. So there we go. And I know I have some stuff over here. My screen is black. Oops. All right, I need a light in the room because I do not have a light. So I'm going to go to my lights. I'm going to go to directional light, drop this in, give it a rotate. There it comes in. Oh, cool. And then it'll say lighting needs to be rebuilt again, so I'll just say build. And then the process for the screenshots is pretty simple. It's just a matter of doing these other things ahead of time just to make sure everything looks as good as it can. We'll just ignore that for now. Also, what's important is that we have UVs on all of our stuff. When we do any lighting rebuilding, there's actually like it's writing to the UVs of those shapes. So if we didn't have UVs, then it wouldn't work out. I'm going to go into the side door. Oh, look, there's my my water wheel just sitting out here. All right, so there's my screen. So what I'm going to do is try to find a good angle where my guy doesn't obscure it too much. I'm also going to take this. I want to make my screen as big as possible because it's going to do, if it does a screenshot, it's going to grab that whole screen. There we go. And I'm also going to change where my guy starts up at. Oops, where'd you go, guy? Person character, there you are. So I'm just going to move him so that he actually starts closer to where my items are, so I don't have to keep walking over to those things. So there, and then obviously you have to raise him up so he doesn't fall through the ground. So now when I hit play, he starts right there. Okay. Scoot that back, hit play. All right, so I want to find a good angle for my stuff, so I go into my room. He's out of the way. Maybe I'll get a little closer. There you go. All right, that's cool. And then I hold down, on my laptop, I have to do function also. On the computers here, there's no function, it's just Alt. So I'm going to hold down Alt and print screen. So Jasmine, on your laptop, you may have function. You may need to hit that also. Okay. What this does is it saves a screenshot to the clipboard. And then I can jump into Photoshop, make a new document. It should recognize the clipboard size. And then we should be able to paste it, and then there it is. And then all we want to do is just crop it so that we don't see all of this other stuff in the scene. Oh, my scratch disk is full. Okay, we'll just go to this, and I will do that. And then I will say image crop. There we go. And then I will save these into my folder, number 1, number 2, number 3. Every item you have should have a snapshot for it, okay? Don't throw a bunch together into one snapshot. Do one for each one. That way you're kind of showcasing each one of those specific images. And then that's it. Okay, when you turn that one in, you're going to turn in your whole folder minus all your substance files. I don't need any of your substance things. I do want your Maya folder, I want your game folder, I want all the other stuff. Drop it into that turn-in folder. Questions on that part? It's pretty straightforward.